Hello there. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome if you're new. And welcome all to the tour of Minutemen Port TaBo, built at Taffington Boathouse. Now, this is a no mods and no creation clubs build. I've used the vanilla and the DLC assets to build this. And just before we get in, I'm just going to give I think a lot of builders like me like to build based off of headcanon and lore that they've come up with, and yeah, this building is no different, this settlement. So when I first started playing, I got addicted to settlement building, and I built up Taffington Boathouse into a little bit of a water purification farm to give me money so I could feed my burgeoning settlement building addiction. Now, the background and the lore to this was I originally built it as per TLK's tutorial for it. I'm going to leave a link for that in the description. But yeah, so I built it as that, and I sent Marcy Long here to run it on her own, along with like a sort of a handful of just random NPC settlers. But as anyone who's seen my colony house build will know, Marcy Long is now back in Sanctuary. Her and June have reconciled and are expecting another child, which is lovely. Check out the colony house tour if you've not seen that yet, where that feeds into it. But yeah, so after Marcy left, we had a new guy come in here, and you can see him stood there atop the battlements. He's Minutemen Sergeant Skinner. In case you're wondering why he's called Skinner, we'll get into that as we get around and we meet the man. Now, yeah, I suppose that's the background. Skinner's come in, he's built it into more of a robust fortress and a port at the same time. He's sort of very aligned with the Minuteman General, my goals of making the Minutemen great again. But yeah, so let's get into the tour. Oh, sorry, just one last thing before we do. I've got things in here that I've borrowed from lots of different builders, chiefly TLK, Assertive Band, Crying Cube, Limmy, and Fallout Myth, and some I've seen on School Zone. I will point them out as we go along, and I will leave links to their videos in the description for the things that I have used. But yeah, that's it. Let's get into it. Now, as this main entrance, first thing you'll see is all along this road here, we've got this big concrete fortress wall. So I'm just going to scooch on over here. Whoop. And you'll see that this wraps around the entire settlement build area all the way to the outside. But yeah, a truly imposing fortress wall, lots of security and defence at the gatehouse here, and even round the side. Don't mind Kate, I've just asked her to wait there so she's not getting in our way. And we've got it wrapping all the way around to the boat shed. I've not used the entirety of the build space for this, like I could have built it out a bit, but I wanted to preserve this road as I like seeing the caravanners walk up and down it. But yeah, so as we first go through here, there's lots of security at the entrance. It is, you know, a Minuteman facility. So if the gate's closed, you have to come over here, sort of press the speaker on, and then you can speak to security on the inside. And we do have some rules here. So these are our rules for Minutemen Port TaBo. You use the speaker to request access. For Minutemen, they're to use code word Echo Lake into the speaker. Once they say the code word that corresponds with Echo Lake, we'll know they're Minutemen, let them in. Traders need to be searched upon entry, as do visitors. And yeah, the most important rule number 4. I'm going to not read that out, but I'm sure you all can see what it says. So yeah, let's get in here. So just coming into the main entrance, you can see we've got Crying Cube's roof refurb up there. We've also got a little bit of the Shorzo porch refurb that I did there. I didn't want to do the full thing, I just wanted it over there. And then we have this little planter here that I pinched from Assertive Band on his second, I think it was, Sanctuary build. But I've seen he'd done some concrete planters like this, and that area was full of plants and mess. I just wanted to clear it up. So as we come round here, you'll see that we've got our speaker system for the people on the inside to communicate with somebody requesting access. And yeah, this is our little traders market. So we've got a few stalls here. As we go in, you can see here, selling a few odds and ends. Likewise here. And then we've got a slightly bigger stall with slightly more stock just over here round the back.
I didn't know what we were going to
And as you'll notice, each trader does have their own safe to keep their belongings in safe after the day's been done and they're finished trading for the day. So this structure itself is quite unique. It was a lot of finagling and pillar glitching to get it to fit this space. But I think it's worked out quite well in the end. It looks very nice, very self-contained. Now over here we have our dog. In case you're wondering what his name is, it's Taffo. So old Taffo here, he's a guard dog. We've got his pen here. Just some little bits for him to play with and some food in his bowl. Good boy, Taffo. So first off, we're going to go up here and just walk the perimeter wall. Now, before we proceed any further, we're just going to take a quick stop off. You'll notice here we've got a lot of wires running in and out across the settlement. Now, for the most part, well, yeah, pretty much everything is technically wireless. But what I've done is use the conduits to pop onto these telephone poles and then link the wire in. So that conduit, for example, is wirelessly connected to a fusion generator. We have 2 in total in the settlement, 1 visible, 1 buried. But that's connected to one of them wirelessly, and then I've connected them various bits here, and I've used it just to wire up the settlement, giving the illusion that everything is sort of hardwired into a main power grid. So yeah, we'll continue on. Now either side of the gate we do have a twin barracks for our guard members, as well as some extra bits up here. Some heavy weapons for if things start going down at the gate, they can quickly get up here. Lay down some literal fire with that incinerator. And yeah. As you can see, a little bit of a mess in here, but it's a barracks, what do you expect? And then we will just nip in here to see the other one. Once again, another load of heavy firepower ready to lay down some heat should we be attacked at the front. And then on the inside, just a small twin barracks again. So here he is, the man himself, Sergeant Skinner. Now the law is not long after, and you will notice there's some enclave bits skinned up around here. Not long after Marcy herself had left to go back to her sanctuary, Sergeant Skinner here appeared at the gate wearing an enclave suit of power armour. Now he told us that there was an enclave camp up there, and he'd caught 3 of their members out on patrol, taken all 3 of them down, and then, for lack of a better term, skinned them, taken their power armour, taken their weapons, taken their armour, and yeah, he sort of kept it for himself. He wanted to be part of the Minutemen. He came to request it. And with Sergeant Skinner's help, we did locate the enclave outpost and put them to the sword, as it were. So yeah, he's Sergeant Skinner. He's the top man around here. Big believer in the Minutemen project we're working on. So as we come across this settlement wall, we can see nice here. Nice view of our water purification plant, our docks, little farm, as well as the boathouse itself.
Thank you for that rescue you pulled off.
So as we move across here, just a little bit of storage over there, lovely view out. And then as we come down onto the docks, you can see we have the Minutemen PBR here. There's I'll leave a link to that video in the description, but we've already got a tour of this, so I won't spend too much time, even though I would love to, because it's one of my favourite things I've built. But over here we just got a bunch of extra supplies so they can refuel, refit. If we go on, we'll just have a quick look around. So we've got our cab here. He is one of our sailors for this Minutemen PBR. And then as we come around the front, we have our radio antenna to radio into Port TaBo, or to Minutemen Command at the castle, and we have our front turret position. So moving on from there, you'll see here we've got a water purification plant. This is what, you know, helps fund the Minutemen in my crippling settlement building addiction. And you might think that's not too much in the ways of water purification, but I have been sneaky and placed a lot of them underwater here, which aren't fully visible. But on this side we do have a dock for our fishing skiff. They must be out at the moment, but they do come in here, drop off their catch of the day, and reside here as well. So before we go in there, we're going to just quickly look over here. This is our electrical shed. So this is where we have one of our 2 fusion generators, the other one being buried because I only sort of wanted one for the aesthetic look of it. But yeah, we've just got various different tools for our settlement mechanic and electrician to look after everything. They do have a bed up here, even though it's not their main place they sleep. But they can come here if they're pulling a late one, repairing things, and a few of their bits there. So moving on, we've got our Minutemen farm here. It's a small 3-person farm that we've just built. Lots of mut fruit in here. Got various amounts of potatoes over here. And then as we come onto the porch, you can see we've got our little kitty there. It's nice to have a little settlement cat, isn't it? If anybody's got some names for the cat, please do leave them in the comments. So yeah, you can see we've just walled up this part. And of course we've got some corn growing over here. I wanted to keep this window open rather than closing it off, but I didn't want it fully visible, so I thought putting the corn here in pots would be a nice touch. I think it was Fallout Myth that I seen do that with the pots. Yeah, so we come back here. It's got a little spotlight keeping watch over this side of the lake. And we've built a little bit of a structure over here, just to keep our weapons bench nice and concealed from the elements. On the back porch here we've got a little fishing deck. You can just sit down, drink a few beers, catch a few fry. And then we have here the boat shed. This is where our electrician lives sort of more permanently. This is, I say our electrician, they're our settlement everything. They take care of a lot of the armour, they do all of our scavenging, and they work on the weapons all the time. You see here they've got a bit of a weapons workshop set up for themselves, as well as a few of their trophies up there, and just a bunch of various guns they're working on, as well as all these turrets and spotlights to repair and fix up as needed. And then over here we've got their little sleeping area. They're one of them people that like sleeping on a couch, and that's okay. It's different strokes for different folks, isn't it? So that's our boat shed. Now as we walk over here to where the workshop's based, on the end of this boat shed I have built a little power armor station, which as you can see is full of the items that Skinner bought to us when he came and joined the Minutemen, that he looted from the Enclave soldiers that he'd defeated in combat. But yeah, a little station here so anyone can work on the power armor, and just a few different bits and tools lying around. We've also got his Minutemen Gatling, his Enclave Gatling gun that he bought with himself. So that's our settlement handywoman. She's yeah, she's great at fixing basically anything that needs fixing. So now we'll move into the house. Yeah, as you can see, we've got our porch swing here. We've got a tutorial for that coming. And as we walk into our main area, we've got sort of a function room downstairs. Just various knickknacks. We do have telephone on here so we can ring through to Minuteman Command if needs be. We've got a bar area here. Our barman looking very fresh there. He's got his own little sleeping area there. The man likes to work, so we just leave him to it. Bit of a mess around here, mate. You need to tidy that up, but that's okay. He'll get on it. And over here we just got some more seating area, with a few different bits around for entertainment, chessboard and a few different newspapers. We like to hunt for different edition of newspapers out in the wasteland. So good reading material when you're a little bored. Over here, despite having came in here and tidied this up literally 30 seconds before the tour started, you can see somebody has messed everything off the table, but another nice little seating area here and our dining area in the kitchen. Small pantry, just full of everything somebody might need. And then of course we've got our our kitchenette and kitchen area here. Now moving on, we're going to go upstairs to the living quarters. This is where the people of Port TaBo sleep. So we've got a triple bed place over here. This is for our traders. They all sleep here together. And then a little smoker's bar over here, along with some coffee for people in the morning. And then over here we just got a couple extra beds. This is where we store a lot of first aid in the settlement, as well, as you can see, as well as the personal effects of one of the people living here. Now through here we've got somebody already asleep, but I think they might have partied a little bit too hard. And we're just going to have a little sleep to get a little bit of natural light in here. Now, generally speaking, I don't like to pack something with all of the bright lights. I feel it makes it a bit too overwhelming in the daytime. Downside of that being, things can look a little bit dark when it's nighttime. So now that we've had a little sleepy, we can keep our daytime tour going, but we'll maybe have a, must be a real bad hangover if they're still asleep. But hey ho. These things happen. Now we do have a little desk area over here, which is just so we can make our reports, send them over to Minutemen HQ, you know, sort of logging water production, logging any raiders or settlement attacks going on. And everybody who sleeps in here works on the farm. This is our farmer's room. Now, seeing as he is the top man around here, Sergeant Skinner himself does have his own bedroom that we've made here. So if we go in here, we've used this. I've used the weapon boards to wall this off, and then I've used the rug glitch to pop this boxcar door on, and it covers it just perfectly on both sides. It looks fantastic. And I've also got a few of Sergeant Skinner's other weapons here, and they sit nicely on even with the door open. But yeah, just a few Sergeant Skinner's personal effects. And then various different bits that he's tinkering with here. A few different bits of his up there. And of course he's got his own little mini bar. The man apparently is a fan of his bourbon and Nuka Cherry, so as well as his shots of moonshine. So good for you, Sergeant Skinner. You do you, Chief. Loving it. Now as we go upstairs to the attic area, once again as said previously, I've used Crying Cube's refurb method to do this. And yeah, just turn this into a bit of a watch area. Bit of a watch area and weapons storage. Got some various foods up here for people when they're on the shifts, but it's nice to see people up here. I've got a fat man facing over this way as we don't want anything coming at us from the lake over there. That's why we have these two missile turrets there, and we do have some spotlights atop as well. And we do have a nice little sneaky bed area here for if anybody's wanting to cop a few Z's while they're working together on night shift. We've got this rifle here with the night vision scope, so we can clearly see what's happening over there. So now we'll make our way back downstairs. And back out the front of the settlement. And oh, one last thing, we've got some latrines over here. So don't worry, we do have toilets. We don't have any shower or bathing areas, but part of our settlement water purification system is to basically take out contaminated water from the lake and feed it back in. So for the most part, the water surrounding the lake itself is safe to bathe in, so our settlers do bathe in there. And we'll just come back up here, have another little hike around the settlement perimeter. Now, the way this was done is with basically 2 different concrete walls at different heights and then a floor that connects them. It was a bit fiddly to get in at first, but once we got it in, it was nice and easy to build on. And yeah, once again, you can just see here all the settlement wiring feeding into that power pylon system. In fact, if we just nip back over here, you can even see we've got a wireless conduit that's connected wirelessly to one of the fusion generators up there that's connecting all of these bits as well. And we'll just quickly go around the side here, say a quick hello to Waiting Kate. And yeah, we've got another settlement, another automated turret system here. And as you can see, I've just sort of walled this off with these bits to make it a bit harder to get through, as this is basically the biggest vulnerability of this settlement here is the boat shed, but I've walled that off there and done my best to wall it off there. So yeah, that right there is the settlement tour. I do hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please do leave a like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down in the description for what you liked, what you didn't like, if there is anything you didn't like, or things you would do differently or could have done differently. Likewise, let me know if there's anything in here where you think, oh, that's a cool idea, how would you do that? And I'll, yeah, if it was something that I had an original idea for myself, I'll I'll make a tutorial. If it's something I didn't do, I'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, that's basically the end of the settlement tour. As ever, I just want to give everybody a massive thank you and a massive shout out to everybody watching the videos, liking them, commenting on them, subscribing to the channel. It's been really great. I'm really enjoying all the engagement, and I'm glad you're all really enjoying the builds. And yeah, like I said, thank you all so much for everything. Massive shout out to Sergeant Skinner for bringing on board all of his enthusiasm for making this Minutemen vision a reality. And thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ta-ra.